If you've been stuck at the same weight for 3 weeks, eating nothing but chicken and broccoli, walking, training, doing everything you're supposed to, and that number on the scale just will not move, you're probably blaming your metabolism. And you know what? You might be right. But not in the way you think. Your metabolism isn't broken, it's adapted, it's smart. And most guys are trying to fix the completely wrong problem. In the next 8 minutes, I'm going to show you the 3-piece system that actually controls how many calories you burn. We'll bust 7 common myths that are keeping you stuck. And I'll give you a simple 14-day audit protocol to find the real leak in your system, whether it's invisible food, low movement, or an actual metabolic slowdown. Let's get this sorted out once and for all. So, what is metabolism anyway? It's not some mystical force. It's really just 3 measurable pieces. First, you have your resting metabolic rate, or RMR. This is the energy you burn just to stay alive. We're talking about breathing, brain function, your organs running. It's your body's baseline operating cost. Second, there's exercise. That's the energy you burn during your workouts in the gym. And third, there's non-exercise activity thermogenesis, or NEAT. This is everything else. Walking to your car, standing up, fidgeting, just moving through your day. Add those 3 together, and you get your total daily energy expenditure. Think of it as your personal metabolic portfolio. Now here's the part that most guys get wrong. Your RMR isn't a fixed number. It changes based on your age, how much muscle you have, your body composition, and your gender. For example, a 200-pound guy with 15% body fat is going to burn more calories at rest than another 200-pound guy with 25% body fat. Why? Because muscle is metabolically expensive tissue. It costs more energy just to maintain. So there's no universal number, no one-size-fits-all baseline. And here's where it gets really interesting. After you lose a significant amount of weight, your body can actually drop its energy expenditure, even more than you'd expect just from weighing less. This is called adaptive thermogenesis. Your system literally downregulates its energy burn to defend against what it sees as potential starvation. It's not trying to sabotage you, it's a survival mechanism. But it does make it a lot easier to regain weight if you don't manage it correctly. So let's talk about 7 truths that will unlock your plateaus. Truth number 1. Yes, a slow metabolism exists, but your behavior is a much bigger variable. The largest gap in calorie burn between 2 guys of the same size usually isn't their resting metabolism, it's their movement. A guy who hits 10,000 steps a day burns 300 to 500 more calories than a guy who sits at a desk all day, even if their resting burn is identical. Your daily activity is the highest return investment you can make. You can't control your genetics, but you absolutely can control your movement. Truth number 2. Your RMR might just be lower than you think, and that's completely normal. Research shows there's huge individual variability. Some men burn 200 calories less per day than other men of the exact same weight and body composition. That doesn't mean your metabolism is broken. It just means that's your personal baseline. But you can't blame it until you re-audited what you re-actually eating and how much you re-actually moving. Truth 3. Your metabolism doesn't break overnight. It adapts gradually. When you lose weight, you lose muscle and fat. Less body mass means lower energy needs. That's physics. A 180-pound body costs less to run than a 200-pound body. The system adjusts to protect you from energy deficit. That's metabolic volatility you manage with strategy, not chaos you react to with panic. Truth 4. Metabolic adaptation can show up early, and it predicts your success. Studies show that within the first few weeks of calorie restriction, some men experience a drop in 24-hour energy expenditure that's larger than expected. That early drop predicts slower fat loss over the next 8 to 12 weeks. It's like an early warning signal in a risk management system. If you catch it, if you see the scale stalling in week 2 or 3, you adjust. You don't wait until week 8 when you're miserable and burnt out. Truth 5. If the scale hasn't moved in 2 weeks, it might not be fat. Short-term weight changes reflect water, glycogen, sodium, muscle shifts, and inflammation. You could be losing half a pound of fat per week while holding 3 pounds of water from stress, a new training block, or a high-sodium weekend. That's noise in your data, not signal. Don't make investment decisions based on daily volatility. Track the weekly trend. That's your real asset balance. Truth 6. NEAT is your secret metabolic lever, and most guys tank it without realizing. Non-exercise activity thermogenesis. When you diet hard, stress climbs, sleep drops, and energy crashes, you unconsciously move less. You sit more. You skip stairs. You drive instead of walk. You don't realize your daily burn dropped 300 calories just from being tired and irritable. This is the biggest metabolic leak in the system, and it's 100% behavioral. You can't out-train low NEAT. You have to track it. Truth 7. The solution isn't eating less and suffering more. It's auditing the system and making small, strategic adjustments. Think of it as cash flow analysis, not emergency budget cuts. You don't slash expenses randomly when revenue drops. You find the leak, where's the money going? Patch it, and let the results compound over time. Same with your metabolism. You don't cut another 500 calories and white-knuckle it. You audit steps, sleep, invisible snacks, weekend drift, and fix the highest leverage gap first. The 14-day metabolism audit. Here's your system. 14 days. 4 daily KPIs. Track them every day like a scoreboard. First, weight. Weigh yourself every morning, same time after the bathroom, before food. Write it down. Second, steps. Actual step count from your phone or watch. Third, 2 anchor meals that stay identical every day. Breakfast and lunch, same every day. This controls variables. Fourth, sleep quality. Rate it 0 to 10. Just a gut score. Keep your training stable. Don't add volume, don't change the program. You're establishing baseline data, not testing a new stimulus. And here's the key, don't react to daily weight swings. You're tracking the weekly average. Add up your 7 daily weights. Divide by 7. That's your real number. Day-to-day noise doesn't matter. The trend matters. On day 15, run the decision tree. If your weekly average weight dropped compared to week 1, you're in a calorie deficit. The system works. Your metabolism isn't slow. Keep going. If weight stayed flat but waist measurement dropped, you're probably dealing with water retention or muscle gain masking fat loss. This happens often in the first 2 weeks of a new plan. Give it another 7 days before you change anything. The data isn't clear yet. If both weight and waist stayed completely flat for 2 weeks, here's your move. First, audit steps. If you're below 8,000 per day, increase by 1,000 to 1,500 steps. That's the lowest cost intervention with the highest ROI. It costs you 10 extra minutes of walking and burns 60 to 100 calories with zero hunger cost. If you're already hitting 10,000 to 12,000 steps daily and nothing's moving, then and only then you cut calories. But not from your main meals. Cut 100 to 200 from invisible extras. Condiments, cooking oil, weekend drinks, snack creep, the handful of nuts you don't log. Don't slash protein or your anchor meals. You need those for performance, muscle, and sanity. This audit treats your body like a long-term investment, not a day trading gamble. You're looking for consistent weekly signals, not daily drama. Adaptive thermogenesis is real, but it's not an excuse to give up. It's a variable you account for in your strategy. If your metabolism has adapted after prolonged dieting, the solution is strategic volume or movement, slight calorie tweaks. Maybe a diet break, not aggressive restriction that crashes testosterone, cortisol spikes, and makes you miserable. The mistake that keeps you stuck, here's the most common error. Reacting to a slow metabolism or a plateau with massive calorie cuts, and ignoring the fact that plateaus are normal checkpoints requiring rational adjustments, not emotional reactions. You don't fix a stalled engine by removing more parts. You diagnose what's blocking airflow, fuel, spark, compression, and you clear it. Same here. Audit your inputs, your outputs, your consistency, and your weekly trend. Then adjust the smallest effective variable. That's leverage. That's compounding. That's how you win long term. Comment Metabolismo and tell me, is your biggest issue hunger, low step count, or weekend blow-ups? I need to know where you're stuck.